Q Golf Club members. Welcome to this week's version of the Q podcast. This week we've had a number of questions regarding the yellow patches on our greens. Our Superintendent Adam Robertson is going to explain exactly what these yellow patches are. Take it away, Adam.
Thanks for that introduction, Matt. Yes, today I'm going to talk about some of the yellow spots around the greens. There has been some inquiries about them. What we have, it's a seasonal disease, commonly known as anthracnose. It is a disease that is induced by stress, and the stress that induces it, it's things like heat and moisture stress, close mowing, excessive thatch, just excessive wear, a lot of traffic. These are the sort of things that can actually enhance the attack of the disease, and it's more prevalent over that summer due to also the heat and moisture stress. They're the two biggest issues we battle. And what happens is the anthracnose pathogen actually comes in to take advantage of the weakened grass from the stress. Avoiding some of these physiological stresses is probably one of the best ways, or 50% of the way, to actually avoid the disease getting a foot on. Really, things like adequate nitrogen, adequate irrigation, possibly lifting heights on mowers to take the stress away from the plant. These things are all important to actually help combat the incidence of disease. The problem is that by doing some of those things, it can actually have an effect on the playing surface. You know, what is important is for us to actually find that balance between having adequate nutrition and nitrogen to help hold it out, but also try and maintain the putting surface as well, because when we do feed them or correct any nutritional issues, it actually has an effect on the green speed and the softness of the greens. This, for the members, it would have been probably most noticeable before and then after Boroondara Cup. Before Boroondara Cup, greens were running nutritionally very low, they were running very dry, they were being mown a few more times, they were being rolled. Again, those physiological stresses created an environment for the anthracnose to come in. Greens play beautifully, but we were creating an environment for it to take advantage. After Boroondara Cup, we fed the greens, washed in with adequate water the nutrient, and then we get quite a lush plant. Then that has an effect on green speed, softness of the speed. And from time to time, steps need to be taken to help grow out these any disease problems. Chemical control with anthracnose is quite a difficult one. There is, we do have some chemicals available to us to try and remedy this situation. These chemicals we've found are more of a suppression. They're not really a curative as such. We use a lot of the chemicals for a lot of other diseases coming through the summer period, and we hold out a lot of the other fungus diseases very well that can affect the greens. But the anthracnose is just a little bit more, is one of those ones that are a bit more tougher and more of the cultural practices we need to implement to try and hold it out. I think we have really got a good balance with the use of the chemicals. Yes, this one's a bit tougher. It certainly the incidence of it is less now than we had in years gone by, but still, as any sort of environmental stresses are put on these greens across that summer period, this is one that will be always noticed the around the greens in different locations where this disease has sprung up. Those areas are associated with some sort of stress event. People will see it on the back of the seventh green. The stress on the back of the seventh green, again, it's a moisture stress associated with the tree that's directly behind the green. One is associated with the other. We do have it on the front of the second green. That's an area that we have build-up of sand from over the years of the old bunker that was there, but we do have another bunker there. That's an area that has a slightly deeper amount of sand, dries out quickly, and it exposes, the risk exposes the anthracnose to that area. The 13th green's another green, but we do have quite a few roots throughout that green from the surrounding red gums. Again, 13th green has isolated spots throughout that green where the patching's quite bad. Again, those areas, that's where we have the tree roots create that stress, and once again the anthracnose takes advantage of that weakened grass to then get an infection. Greens, as I indicated before, the greens have been recently fertilised after the Burundara Cup, and these areas are growing out quite well. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it is seasonal. It will grow out, and as we get more into autumn and the cooler temperatures tend to come in, the stress then backs off the greens, and that disease will, the plant can then hold it out and combat. I think I'll wrap it up there. I hope everyone sort of understands now that it is a seasonal thing. It's just something that's going to come and go with the season. The summer, the heat, moisture stresses of summer, it's something that brings it on, but it actually then goes back out again. We try and balance our activities to try and hold it out, but at the same time create best possible playing surfaces, and that's just trying to find that fine balance throughout. So I think that I'll wrap that up, and good golfing to everyone.